Welcome to what promises to be a fairly military escape to the country. Covering some 30 acres, this beautiful castle behind me really is a masterpiece of medieval architecture. But where is it? Well, join me in just a moment and I'll tell you. Today's property hunters have decided to say goodbye to a nomadic army lifestyle and have set their sights on buying a forever home in the countryside. So we've pulled out all the stops to impress them.
I like it.
Do you want to buy it?
Maybe.
What's more, the size of our properties gets them eagerly planning for the future.
6 bedrooms.
Really?
We have to have more babies.
Fantastic.
Well, today we are in South Wales, and these are the truly fabulous remains of Caerphilly Castle. It was built over a 22-year period during the late 13th century by Gilbert de Clare. But astonishingly enough, that enormous keep behind me was put up in just 3 years. Now, not only is it second in size to Windsor Castle, it was the first castle of its kind to be built with 2 sets of defensive walls, making it virtually impregnable and technically concentric. And it's that concentric design that at the time was hailed as a turning point in the construction of castles like this one, and went on to revolutionise the design of fortifications right across Britain in the years ever since. It is remarkable. I love the fact that it's so complete, but as you might expect, there's more to this part of the world than just the medieval history. South Wales is famous for the valleys that carve their way through counties such as Monmouthshire to the east and Glamorgan to the south. This area played a key role during the Industrial Revolution and was synonymous with coal mining. To the north of the region lie the dramatic Brecon Beacons, which cover 520 square miles of mountainous national park. Around 4 million visitors a year flock to this stunning natural landscape. Some may have spotted wild Welsh ponies grazing the lush moorland, which have roamed these slopes since Roman times. To the south and looking out to sea is the Vale of Glamorgan, where you'll find the Glamorgan Heritage coastline with views over Cardiff Bay and the Bristol Channel. Standing proud on its cliffs is the Nash Point Lighthouse, which was built in 1831. It was the last manned lighthouse in Wales until 1998, when it switched to automatic operation. The history and varied geography of this part of the British Isles offers a genuine wow factor and provides a real escape for those looking to turn their back on an urban existence. Now, across South Wales, house prices can vary hugely. In the ever-popular Vale of Glamorgan and next door in neighbouring Monmouthshire, here the average price of a detached property is currently £265,000. It's only £17,000 below the national average. So if you want more value for money, well, here is the top tip. Head into the former industrialised heartland of the Welsh valleys themselves. Here, for the same sort of property, well, you could knock £100,000 off the bill. So what about today's buyers? What's attracted them to jump onto the Welsh property ladder? Well, let's meet them and find out. Andy and Kelly have been married for 9 years and recently had their daughter Evelyn. They're both officers in the British Army. Andy helps rehabilitate injured soldiers, and Kelly ensures doctors and nurses in the medical corps are ready for deployment.
Andy is very meticulous, very funny. He's a great dad, and he's just a really nice person.
Kelly is warm, friendly, a really good mother, very thoughtful and very, very helpful.
Military life means they've been moving home every couple of years, and the pair have also spent periods of time living apart. But now, with their daughter and 2 Springer Spaniels, Dave and Millie, priorities have changed.
I think because we have moved around so often, we're used to not having roots and anywhere to stay. Yeah. And it would be really nice if we gave Evelyn the opportunity to have those roots and have friends that she's going to grow up with and not be moved every 2 years and disturbed.
These evocative valleys and mountains have special memories for Kelly in particular.
We want to move to Wales, South Wales in particular, and the main reason being is that I went to university there and have lived here the majority of my childhood, and we find that when we come back here we always feel quite at home.
Yeah. After 28 years of service in the army, Andy is due to retire in a matter of months. It means he can be a stay-at-home dad, while Kelly starts a new placement in Cardiff.
So this is the first property we've ever bought.
Yeah, so really excited about that.
So we're both first-time buyers, mature first-time buyers.
Yeah.
That's really exciting, and I know that's going to be a challenge because we do have different criteria that we want.
We can give and take a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Although buying houses is completely new terrain for them, they do agree on their love of the great outdoors.
It just seems a natural place for us to move to. And we're more of a countryside family than we are a beach family.
We're not like outdoor people. You can get up in the morning, you open your window, and got beautiful views. Or you can just go and put your walking boots on, away you go, and just go up the hills for a wee wander. It's great, isn't it?
To establish a home in the country will be a big lifestyle change for both of them, but one they're more than ready to make.
I think every time we say we're coming back to Wales, we get really excited about coming.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Get butterflies.
Andy and Kelly are looking for a location that would be within a 30-mile radius of Cardiff, but also close to the Brecon Beacons, where they both have fond memories of training exercises they've completed there over the years. But before we start our search, I'm meeting up with them in the region to get a clearer idea of what they're after in their new home. Well, Kelly, Andy, welcome to South Wales. Now, you're both in the army, and unusually, you've only lived together for, what, a year and a half, even though you've been married for how long?
8 years.
9 years.
9 years. You see, you fell at the first, Andy. So that's an extraordinary thing, and I think for many people who aren't familiar with service life, that's kind of not an unfamiliar pattern, is it, really?
No, not really. It's part and parcel of the jobs, and we accepted that when we both joined. But we've just had a baby 8 months ago, and she's changed our priorities.
Times have changed, and it's time to find our roots, settle down and get ourselves sorted out for Evelyn when she's growing up.
Now, you've had plenty of time to imagine what this new house is going to look like. What does it need to have, then, Kelly?
Well, we've been quite spoiled with military quarters because they've been generally quite large, but they've been quite boxy with lots of different rooms, so a separate dining room, separate kitchen, separate lounge. And what we would like is an open plan living space, so kitchen, diner with potentially an open plan lounge attached, or at least 1 or 2 reception rooms that are quite large. We've got 2 Springer Spaniels, so we need a big garden. We've got some gym equipment, so if there was room in the garage for our gym equipment, that would be wonderful. 4 bedrooms and...
decent-sized garden.
And that's pretty much it. We're very low maintenance, I think.
Now, talking about the garden, I read in your notes somewhere that you said life was too short for gardening, Andy.
I say I want a large garden, but it's easy to look after, so I don't want a lot of plants. I'm not a plant man.
So just really somewhere for the dogs, is it?
That's all,
And how much are you going to spend? You've had plenty of time to save. What's the budget?
Well, we've got about up to £350,000 to spend on a nice house. That's
going to go quite a long way here.
Oh, we hope so.
I think many people will be quite surprised at the sort of value for money that one can achieve in this very unique part of the world. Well, I think we've got some really interesting properties to show you. I'm hoping the weather will improve slightly. Let's go and see if we can spend £350,000.
Yeah, lovely.
Brilliant, thanks.
So, armed with that decent budget, Kelly and Andy are looking for a house with 4 bedrooms. Ideally, the reception areas would be open plan, and the property should have a generous garden and enough space to house their gym equipment. They're also looking for a location that offers them an outdoor lifestyle whilst being commutable to Cardiff. With a great mix of homes up our sleeves, we're hoping to impress Andy and Kelly. I'll be holding back on the respective price tags until they've fully explored each property. Lastly, of course, we'll be marching our way towards the mystery house that will take them to uncharted territory but could provide a magnificent payoff. We're kicking off our house hunt in Ystrad, which is a 40-minute drive to Cardiff for Kelly's work. It's a former coal mining community set in the Rhondda Valley, with great access to a variety of bracing walks for our buyers. There's a good selection of amenities nearby and a choice of 2 primary schools that could work for daughter Evelyn when she's older. Finally, the railway station offers a direct service to Cardiff in just under an hour, so I think this area could be a good option for our young family. Our first property is set halfway up a hillside, surrounded by meadows and woodland in a peaceful spot. Look at this, a classic view of the valleys,
It's amazing.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially splashed with sunlight.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And that's the property I want you to look at.
Yeah, wow.
It looks quite big. I just hope it's as nice on the inside as it is on the out.
It's 5-bed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that looks really nice.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Come and have a look.
Yeah, thank you.
This modern brick-built house was constructed in 1994. We're bypassing the main entrance and stepping inside via the doors at the end of the property, leading into the kitchen area. Now, I think this is a real treat.
Oh, right.
lovely.
Straight into the kitchen, diner, lounge.
It's really slick, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a family living space for you and
I
Evelyn.
love it.
Yeah.
I really like it. I can see Evelyn crawling, walking around. The dogs would love it.
It's for the dogs. This is a
Yeah.
brilliant
No, it's
solution.
ideal. Yeah, yeah.
This kind of travertine floor.
I love it.
The finishes are just terrific. I mean, look at this. It's huge.
It's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I've always said I've wanted this
You did-
in my
no,
kitchen.
you have done, yeah.
But I said on the floor, but it's on the worktop.
This is lovely.
I think it's lovely. I like it.
Do you want to buy it?
Maybe.
Good. Right, let's go through to the living room. Come on. It's got so much space. That's what I love about
Yes.
this place.
Yeah.
Now, this little room on the right was designed as a study, but they filled it with some other furniture.
Okay.
But this is your living room.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Light, airy, smaller than I thought, but it's fine.
Yeah.
You've still got that great view. The
yeah.
windows offer so much light.
Now, upstairs, 5 bedrooms,
Oh.
2 bathrooms, and as you will expect, the finish
Yeah.
up there is just as good.
Okay.
Well, if it's like anything down here, yeah, my God.
Just you wait.
Okay.
Come and have a look. Well, so far, so good. We're continuing past a handy cloakroom at the bottom of the stairs and making our way up to the first floor. On one side are 3 bedrooms and a family bathroom, and on the other, 2 bedrooms, including the master and a wet room. There's the clever inclusion of a door halfway down the hallway that would allow them to split the living accommodation in 2, so our couple could shut themselves away if they had guests. These 5 bedrooms consist of a bright and compact single, a spacious double with dual aspect, and another double with an imposing view of the adjacent valley ridge. They're all serviced by the stylish monochrome family bathroom. At the other end of the hallway is a bright double bedroom currently home to a running machine. It's a space Kelly and Andy could also use for their gym equipment. There is also a well-appointed and tastefully decorated wet room opposite the master bedroom. There we go.
Oh, okay. This is nice.
Nice. Spacious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's lovely. The views are
Spacious.
amazing, aren't they?
For the first property we've reviewed, this is
It's
stunning. Yeah.
And it's exactly what we wanted. It's our style of property. This is lovely.
I think this is a really, really good start.
It's an
Oh, it's
amazing
fantastic.
start.
Yeah.
How much is it worth then?
Oh, I don't know.
Start thinking, because I'm going to ask you in a minute. This high-spec family home has really delivered so far, but we do need to explore the outside space. The garden is tiered, and the top section is grassed with a brick-paved patio area for unwinding and taking in the brilliant views. The lower section, made up of sloping lawn, could be landscaped further. It does need a bit more work, and I'm happy to share some ideas. Personally, I'd look to kind of join them together
Yeah.
with some nice sweeping steps that took you down with a new sort of fencing or hedge arrangement around the front
Yeah.
that would be evelyn-proof, dog-proof,
Yeah.
and so on. But that's the only thing, because
Yeah.
the property itself has got more than probably you were imagining.
No,
Yeah,
more than
it's-
we expected. And
Absolutely.
it's slightly overwhelmed us a little bit, I think.
it has, yeah.
But the garden isn't too much of an onerous task. I think we wouldn't be
Okay.
too scared to do that.
No, not at all. I can live with the garden.
What do you think this is on the market for then, Kelly?
It definitely has to be the top end of our budget. So I'm optimistically going for £350,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to go more. Just for the 5-bedroom location, views, I'm going to go 365.
Well, here's the thing. It was on the market for £375,000,
Wow.
but it's been reduced to 350.
On the nose.
On the nose.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
My God.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah,
Very happy.
Very happy.
Why don't you spend a bit more time and have a wander around and just cement
Okay.
in your minds what this offers you. And I will catch up with you
Okay.
a little bit later on.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Off you go.
Thanks, Jules. Thank you.
bang on budget, this house gives our couple pretty much everything they asked for and more. They wanted 4 bedrooms, but this home has 5. It offers the impressive open-plan living space they wanted, and it's located in the heart of the valleys, with plenty of countryside to explore. It's also a 40-minute drive to Kelly's work.
I was quite overwhelmed by the feeling of space, but it is exactly what we're looking for. And I think all of our boxes have been ticked.
I thought property 1, it's beautiful views, very, very spacious house. It had that warm, homely feeling to it as well. Walking away from house 1, very content.
Now then, in the kitchen. This is the place, isn't it? This is going to be the heart of this home, if you buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go and show you something else. Come on, follow me.
On the outskirts of the Brecon Beacons National Park is Merthyr Tydfil, which is home to the Brecon Mountain Railway. Andy and Kelly clearly have a particular passion for this part of the world, so we've arranged for them to take in the landscape from a completely different point of view. Our buyers are meeting up with Michael Hills, son of the company's founder, and a lover of all things locomotive.
Hello, I'm Michael.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Kelly, nice
to meet you as well. Are you that you move into the area?
Yes, we are. Really looking forward to it.
By the 1960s, the Brecon and Merthyr Railway had become redundant because people were using cars and there was less freight to be transported. But thankfully, Michael's father acquired the land in 1979 and with the help of his family, breathed new life into the line. By 1980, the doors opened to the general public, and today there are 4 steam trains that ferry passengers up and down the 5-mile track.
Is it busy throughout the year?
It is, yes. Yeah. We get an awful lot of passengers in the summer, all across the world to see the Brecon Beacons and the views.
So it's a busy track then?
Yes, we carry 85,000 passengers a year.
So how is the railway funded?
We're funded by actual tourism. We purely rely on passengers. We're not a charity or a trust or anything like that. And every person which buys a ticket on the Brecon Mountain Railway helps restoring these steam engines and maintaining them.
It's time for Andy and Kelly to jump on board. They're travelling on locomotive number 2, a Baldwin Pacific that was built in Philadelphia in 1930. It was bought by the South African Eastern Province Cement Company, but it was derailed and wrecked in 1973. Anthony and the team purchased it in 1993 and spent 4 years rebuilding it, making it fit for purpose once again.
What's the top speed?
Well, on this locomotive is probably around 65, 70 mile an hour.
Wow.
But we do 15.
Yeah.
A nice, comfortable way to
A nice,
view.
comfortable to see the views and
it's nice.
relax.
It is beautiful.
Beautiful.
The journey takes over an hour to get to Torpen Tower. It's the highest point on the route, where passengers can enjoy wonderful views from the all-weather observation carriages.
Well, at the moment we're going past Pondstick Village. You can just at the moment see the outline of the reservoir, and you can see the Brecon Beacons just off in the distance.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The impressive Taff Fechan Reservoir was completed in 1927 and holds over 3,000 million gallons of water, which supplies cities such as Cardiff and Swansea.
What's the purpose of the whistle?
The purpose of the whistle is for warning.
Okay.
And you he's whistling there for anybody on the station or anything to know that there's a train coming through.
Okay.
Maintenance crew.
Okay.
So they know that there's a steam engine just about to enter their section.
Oh, okay.
And for the railway enthusiasts.
I love
They love
it.
the whistle.
Yeah.
It's taken over 30 years and a lot of hard work to get all the trains and track operational, but they still have big plans for the future.
Just around there, where you see where those trees have been felled, that is where we hope to lay the next 2 miles of track, taking you right to the foot of the Brecon Beacons.
Well, it's the end of the line for Kelly and Andy.
Thank you so much, Michael.
All right.
Thanks, Michael.
So it's been a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And there's no doubt this Heritage Railway experience has given them a unique perspective on this part of South Wales. It's the second day of our property search in South Wales, And with a maximum budget of £350,000, Andy and Kelly have decided to put an end to their roving lifestyle as officers in the British Army and put down some roots in the Welsh countryside. Coming up, we've still got the mystery house to show them, which promises to transform their outlook.
That's just amazing.
People pay millions for that view.
And I get privileged access to one of the nation's most treasured institutions.
What would that have bought you back in 1643?
I think you would have had to have been a pretty wealthy guy to have one of those.
Well, as you can probably tell, we are having an awful lot of fun here in South Wales with Andy and with Kelly, a couple who are clearly so excited at the process of house hunting and the prospect of buying their very first property together. Well, it is palpable. So what could we possibly come up with on our final day? Well, 2 more properties to come, including our mystery house. If they fall in love with everything, by the end of play, they're going to have a very difficult decision to make.
But before we reveal our mystery house, the next home we've lined up is on the outskirts of a town called Abersucken. This location would mean that Kelly has a 45-minute drive to get to Cardiff for work. However, it does provide them with easy access to the beautiful terrain of the Brecon Beacons. Abersucken also has a rich industrial past with a history of iron production and mining. However, in the late 1980s, the town fell into decline as a result of pit closures. But in 1999, 2 successful funding bids were secured, and since then around £17 million has been invested in the community, which benefits from being in the middle of these valleys and superb countryside. The house we're visiting has been built on the hillside and definitely benefits from its elevated position.
So what have we got for you this morning? Look at that,
That's amazing.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And this property makes the best of those views.
That is huge.
Yeah. It's a 4-storey, 6-bedroom
Okay.
family home.
6 bedrooms.
Really?
Oh my God.
And it's got a gym.
We have to have more babies.
Fantastic.
I thought we were going down the furniture room, but no, you're going into the family room. OK, fine. I hope you like stairs.
Okay.
Come on.
The current owners built this 4-storey modern family home with sensational valley views. At ground level is a double garage with electric up and over doors and a separate space that is currently being used as a gym.
Very good for the legs, actually, this house, I think.
This is beautiful.
But we're heading straight for the first floor that consists of a reception room which at the moment is being used as a study and also a tastefully decorated downstairs cloakroom. Open plan living is really important to Kelly and Andy, and I'm confident this property has a space they'll love. But before I take them there, we're popping into a room that's perfect for unwinding.
Now, there is so much to see with this one. We're going to whiz through it, and then I'll let you have the house to yourselves. But let's start with the living room.
It's nice.
Nice, nice.
Nice size. It's big enough for our furniture.
Yeah.
Very modern kind of feel to it, actually.
Yeah. Clean.
Yeah, I like it.
You
Yeah.
would like that?
I like that. Yeah, I like the flooring. Nice. Yeah.
Right,
Nice, very nice.
kitchen, you're going to love this.
Okay.
Here we go, look. This is fantastic.
Wow. Oh,
You jumped. Oh, it caught you by surprise.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really light, airy, open.
I like the whole sort of kitchen into the conservatory.
Yeah.
I like the little play area.
I mean, you could have this more as a sort of family area.
Yeah.
But the conservatory, the current owners use that really as a really good dining space. They
Okay.
get all the family around. I mean, it is just enormous. There you go. And the view.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
This is brilliant.
This is
Really
fantastic. This is stunning.
lovely. Perfect for a dining space.
Right then, we've got another 2 floors to explore. Goes on, doesn't it?
The second floor is home to a well-equipped, spacious family bathroom, a bedroom that's currently used as a walk-in wardrobe, 2 generously sized children's bedrooms, and a large, light and airy double bedroom, which is a good option for the master given that it benefits from an ensuite.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
That's
Big.
lovely. The view is amazing. All I can see is trees and the quarry.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
And it's got very nice ensuite shower room in there.
Okay.
So this is the current master. However, when they built this house, they designed it so that the master should really be upstairs.
Okay. So there's 2 masters.
Yes.
There are 2 masters. Yes, indeed. Come and have a look at this.
I'm keen to get them into the loft conversion to see what they could earmark as theirs if they want a bit of seclusion.
This could give you your very own master suite. There is another bedroom through there, more of a kind of storage room at the moment, but this is what they designed as the master.
Wow.
My God.
This is amazing.
I thought the first one was nice. This is impressive.
This is a living bedroom, isn't it?
It's great.
This
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Sofa in the corner over
Yeah.
there. Really nice ensuite through there. These skylights work a treat, actually.
It's huge.
Smells all around.
Yeah, like it a lot.
OK, let's see if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Come with me.
That's the big question. Yeah.
Well, their reactions to this house have been overwhelmingly positive, so let's see what they make of the easy-to-maintain terrace garden. And although the outside space is on different levels, the decking, landscaping and fencing is all finished.
Now, there is lots more garden for you to explore, but I thought we might as well finish up where we started with that lovely view.
Yeah. Hands are in the pockets.
Good. Yeah, well, you might have to dig a bit deeper on this
I
one.
think we might.
Let's play a little game then. Who's going to go first, madam?
I think it's over budget. It deserves to be over budget because it's a beautiful property. So I'm going to optimistically go for £375,000.
I'm going to go for 395.
It's on the market for 325.
That's good. Good start.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, really.
No.
Yeah. Is that a deal then, Andy?
I'll shake the occupant hand right
Go
now.
on then. There you are. Done. Brilliant.
Really? 325?
That's amazing.
Yeah. Good. Well, go and have a look at that garden area. I think it's important to see if that will work practically, you know, for your daughter and, you know, for the dogs, of course.
OK.
And we'll give you a little more time here, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes,
Thanks.
please.
To soak it all up.
Okay.
Right then, off you go.
Thanks, Jules. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, there we are. It's quite nice when buyers are left speechless. Doesn't happen very often, but this is a property that's certainly done it. It's in the right place, and my goodness me, is it the right price?
I think we've well and truly shocked Andy and Kelly by finding this incredible home that's £25,000 under budget. Its 4 stories wowed our couple, as did the Brighton area conservatory with splendid views and the 6 bedrooms. It's got a completed garden and it would take Kelly just 45 minutes to drive to work.
First impression was, wow, took my breath away. I could see 90% of our time sitting in this conservatory with a nice glass of wine, looking at them views. If I had a checkbook on me right now, I'd quite happily make an offer right now. Really would. I think we've got some view from up here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
You can see Evelyn, the dogs running around here. You know, it's good fun.
I don't really foresee any negatives, other than things that I would have to do is to check the schools, and I just would like to know that there were the amenities that we would need in the area. But other than that, I think it's a lovely home. I really, really like it.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good.
You're very happy, aren't you?
Yes.
We've really spoiled you this week. I love it. And look at that view. That's going to spoil you forevermore if this is the one you buy. Well, no, our search could be over, let's be honest. We've got plenty of options for you thus far, but we have one more to see. It's our mystery house. Are you ready for something different?
Ready but nervous.
Ready but nervous, good. Well, it's certainly different. Come on. So it's our final day then. I think it very much is a case of so far, so good. But what might our mystery house look like, do you think, Kelly?
Maybe perhaps a bungalow or something a little bit different.
Bungalow, townhouse.
As long as it has open plan living, I'm open to anything.
I mean, this is an exciting time. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is
really
exciting.
you know, you're house hunting for the first time, you're buying for the first time.
I'm really excited about, you know, finding our own home, settling down and...
I really want
Bring
it
it-
to work for you.
Yeah,
I
bring it to
really
family.
do.
Yeah.
I think you deserve it after all these years. Serving the nation, running around the world, risking your life.
Yeah, yeah.
The least we can do is find you a nice house, Andy.
However, to force them to reconsider their wish list, our mystery proposition takes us away from Cardiff and towards the remote village of Bulk, which would mean just over an hour's drive for Kelly's work. It's located in the heart of the Brecon Beacons, an area dear to Andy and Kelly's hearts and somewhere they want to explore further. Bulk is a popular base with outdoor enthusiasts in pursuit of activities such as mountain biking and hiking, with some lovely circular walks for them to enjoy. Our mystery property is to the south of the village in lovely countryside with majestic views of the national park. In many ways, it's classic escape to the country, and it's got far more of a period feel than our previous options.
So, our mystery house.
Okay.
Yeah, wow.
So we've decided to give you a slice of something which is much more rural. So for our mystery house, we're going for a classic cottage.
Yeah,
Okay.
nice.
So this is arguably the smallest property that we're able to show you, but it's still got 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
It is the lion's share of this building, so it's technically a semi, but you wouldn't really know because the neighbours have only got the smaller end.
Okay.
So you get the bulk of it.
Yeah, I'm interested, I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on then. Cat knows where it's going, look.
Yeah.
There we are. Leading us in.
The outside of our mystery cottage is a sympathetic mix of old brick and modern render, and the current owners have renovated the interior throughout, including a rather chic downstairs bathroom with Victorian-style roll-top bath.
You can grab the door, Andy.
Yep.
There we are. You know, cosy and bijou is what I'm selling it as.
Yes. No, I like it. Country cottagey feel. Yeah, it's definitely a cottage.
It's had a lot of work done to it relatively recently, so the kitchen's all new. And I think they've done it really nicely. It's very crisp, very clean. The floor's great again
Yeah.
for the dogs and so on.
Yeah.
Could you envisage this sort of environment, Andy?
Yeah, I'm still a bit unsure. I mean, to me, it's a bit too closed in. I like a bit more open
okay.
space for me.
Yeah. But it does get a bit bigger through here. You might be surprised, actually. There you go.
Oh, it's bigger than what I thought.
You see? Yeah, deceptive, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, yeah.
It's light, but I do have a feeling of being enclosed.
Yeah.
The ceiling isn't, you know, low, but I can feel it.
Now, on the outside, I did tell you it had 4 bedrooms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come and have a look.
Upstairs, all the bedrooms share a walk-in shower room equipped with a modern suite. The sleeping accommodation comprises 2 currently unfurnished rooms, one large enough to be a double and a potential single with exposed floorboards. There is also a single with garden views on 2 sides, but I'm saving the largest bedroom until last.
And then finally, bedroom 4, this is you.
OK. Yeah,
Oh, that's a good size.
it is a good size, actually. Bigger than I thought it would be from the
Compared
outside.
to the other
Yeah.
few couple rooms there, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot bigger.
Yeah, I think it's rather sweet. And of course, the view from there,
Yeah.
I mean, these open rather nicely too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine you wake up in the morning and just, God, you can't.
That's just amazing.
People pay millions for that view.
They would pay millions for it. I mean, you won't have to, but it will cost you something. Should we go down to the garden?
Yeah.
Talk about the price.
The garden runs along the side and back of the property and provides a tranquil space.
Right. Oh, there we are. Watch the bush. Come up here.
There are raised beds for growing fruit and veg, a greenhouse, chicken coop, and a pretty sun terrace for lazy afternoons gazing out across the countryside.
Look, the cat's got the right idea. Enjoying the sunshine.
Yeah, basking in the sun.
Come on then, have a pew, take a seat, take the weight off, and enjoy that view because it is gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, stunning.
Where does your 350 come on this one?
I'm going to say 300,000.
I think I wouldn't want to pay more than 310 for this.
That's honest. Yeah, you wouldn't want to pay more than 310.
Yeah.
Well, you won't have to. It's 295.
Oh, really? Oh, you were right. Oh, wow, OK.
Yeah, 295.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of its price and your future plan, it's an interesting one because, yes, it would be a property in which you could all comfortably fit.
Yeah.
It may not be forever,
Yeah.
but at 295, it takes the pressure off to the tune of £55,000, potentially. And maybe it's a 5-year plan, maybe it's a 10-year plan.
Yeah, a stepping stone, perhaps.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right then, go and have a wander around, take in these views. I'm going to take in the sunshine.
OK,
Yeah.
And I will
thank you.
catch you a little bit later
Thanks,
on.
Jules.
Our mystery house is yet another option that comes in under budget. It was always going to be a gamble taking Kelly and Andy to a rural cottage, albeit with 4 bedrooms, but which gave Kelly a longer commute to Cardiff. However, I think showing them something at the heart of this incredible setting was well worth it.
The location is amazing, and this is always somewhere that I would really love to settle, purely because you'd never get tired of the views and the countryside is on your doorstep. And I'm really pleased that it's such a contrast to the other properties.
Well, you know, it's something to think about, to go away and think about. I mean, the location, the area, the views, you've got to take all these into consideration. Is it going to be our forever home? Evelyn, where's she going to grow up here? And most importantly, is Kelly's work, and Kelly commuting every day to work.
Ah, how are we doing then?
Not too bad?
Yeah, good.
Wow, you know, what a week. I've absolutely loved it, and we've given you so many options. You've got a lot to think about.
Yes,
We have a lot, yes, we have, yeah.
I've got just the place for you to think. One of the most stunning views in the valley. Come and have a look.
Set amongst the rolling countryside of the Rhondda Valley is the site of the Royal Mint, where all British coins are made and where access is strictly controlled.
I'm afraid none of those things allowed on site.
No coins, no cameras, no camera phones. Right, there you go. Phone, keys.
Yep. Can you put them in there for me, please, Jules?
No cash. That's interesting, isn't it?
Well, it is Royal Mint.
Yeah, you make it, you don't give it away.
Exactly.
Minting began in Britain around the end of the 2nd century BC, but by 1279 the mint had secure quarters within the Tower of London. London was the mint's home up until the 20th century, when it then moved to this part of Wales. I'm meeting the Royal Mint Museum director Kevin Clancy to find out why.
What brought it to South Wales? Because it's not an obvious location for something as important as the Royal Mint.
The key thing was that James Callaghan was Chancellor of the Exchequer at the time.
Right.
That job, and still does, carries the other title, Master of the Mint. But he also happened to be a Cardiff MP.
So he put it on his own backyard.
There's a line that he didn't matter what valley the Mint moved to, provided it was a Welsh valley. And we've been here for 40 years, and it's been a success, so it was a good decision.
There are around 80,000 items in the Royal Mint's historic collection. Since the 10th century, coinage has displayed an image of the monarch with a crown. This tray features rare pieces from the reign of Charles I.
This is a gold coin, a triple unite.
Can I hold it?
If you hold it by the edges.
Yeah. Is that solid gold?
That would be 22 carat gold.
There he is, Charles I. That's astonishing. Of course, who infamously lost his head following the Civil War. Look at that, 1643. I mean, what would that have bought you back in 1643?
I think you would have had to have been a pretty wealthy guy to have one of those.
Next, I'm meeting Gordon Summers, the Mint's chief engraver, to learn more about the creative process of coin making.
This is pretty much where we do most of the work, developing the designs into coins.
And this is the latest one that we're going to see later on this year?
It is. It's designed and modelled by Jodie Clark, one of our newest engravers.
But looking around your studio, Gordon, you've got, yes, very modern, high-tech digital imagery there, but also some very traditional-looking tools over here.
Yeah, we're still using traditional skills that go back thousands of years, still using the same sort of tools, basically pointy bits of metal that we use for engraving in and removing other metal. Skilled processes that take years to learn, very simple tools.
But how do you go about getting an image like that onto a coin that most of us would recognise?
It's a long process. We'd start with a design. We have to have a design that's suitable for coinage. But once the design's selected, we've got to make some sort of model. We'd either do that digitally, or we would make a plaster model.
So this has got a supersized version of a pound coin?
Yeah, so we work in bigger because we can get the detail in, we can get the quality of the finish on it, and then we will digitally reduce it down to the size of whichever coin we're going to produce.
Many people will be surprised that this isn't a more mechanised process, given the kind of acceleration of technology these days.
Well, it's a combination of all those sorts of technologies, but it's about getting the artistry, what's in somebody's mind, into the coins. And part of that has advantages for security as well. If we reproduce an artist's individual stroke, everything is slightly idiosyncratic. It's very difficult for somebody else to reproduce it. If we went entirely digital, if we've got the technology, somebody else could probably do it as well.
Do you think there'll always be a role for skilled craftsmen, skilled artisans and artists like yourself in our coins, or will it all become mechanised?
It may well be in the future more mechanised, but it's all about getting the thought out of people's heads and into reality. The technology ultimately doesn't matter, it's about creativity. So as long as we have coinage, we'll have coin designers.
Well, next time I put my hand in my pocket and pull out some coins, I shall think of you. It's been absolutely fascinating.
It's been my pleasure.
Thanks very much, mate.
Until the reign of Charles II in the 17th century, coins were struck by hand, but these days, it's a much speedier process.
Well, to finish off my visit, the team here at the Royal Mint have let me into the Holy of Holies, the CPR, the coin pressing room. It contains some 30 presses producing, wait for it, 4 billion coins, not just for the UK, but also for some 60 countries around the world every year. And here's how it works. Basically, blank coins go in the hopper at the top. There we go. They then come through the machine. This one over here is hard at work, and this readout tells us that it's producing some 750 a minute. Sort of machine you might expect to find on the end of a pier on a day out. But today, it's producing these, the good old-fashioned 1p piece. And these actually do have the very latest image of the Queen on, and they are quite literally hot off the press. Now, I'm told that when this bin is full, it will contain some 250,000 pennies. That's about 25 grand to you and me. So no wonder they made me empty my pockets when I came in here.
The Royal Mint has a rich history, and thanks to James Callaghan, it's playing an important role in the economy of South Wales too.
Well, one of the great joys for me of house hunting in this part of the world is that occasionally I get to drop in on some old friends. This farm has one of the best views in the area, the perfect place to sit down with Andy and Kelly and find out what their future holds. They also make a great cup of coffee. Well, guys, I've had a terrific week. I really have, and I think you have as well. Sticking my neck out, I think it's probably safe to say that you haven't chosen our mystery house, lovely as it was.
No, the mystery house made us think about the location of where we want to be and how close we want to be to amenities for Evelyn and the community. And I think this time in our lives and Evelyn's life, that's not the right time for her to be out on her own in such a small community. I think we need to be a bit closer to activities and various other amenities.
So the hunch about the valleys was right. We have, as we've said, given you some fantastic properties to look at. Which one is it going to be?
Yeah.
We've both agreed on the property for £325,000. Me personally, I think it's a bargain.
That for us offered us the space and the living style that we really want.
Yeah, the house, to me, I fell in love with the house from, as soon as I looked at it, I went, wow. And I walked into the door, I was just taken away.
So what happens next?
I think we may go for a second viewing on the house.
Yes.
I'm delighted you've picked that one. It certainly gives you all the space you could ever need to grow into over the next few years. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and I wish you all the very, very best of luck.
Thank you.
No,
thank you for having us. We've had a really good time.
Well, we started off this week in the Welsh Valleys and we finished up here in the mountains of the Brecon Beacons, an area of the world that, frankly, Andy and Kelly know pretty well thanks to their time in the army. In many respects, this whole region has felt to them like a home from home, and that's been just as well for a couple that, let's not forget, had never been house hunting before. But now, hopefully, with any luck, they will have a home that finally they can call their own. And when eventually they do, all of this will be on their doorstep. Take it from me, it's well worth having. I'll see you next time.
Andy and Kelly returned to the 4-storey home in Abersucken for a second viewing, and although they loved it, they felt the hillside location made walking access to town too tricky with young Evelyn. What's more, they realised having local amenities on their doorstep was an important factor they hadn't initially considered. So, armed with that new priority, their search continues. If you'd like to escape to the country in Wales, England, Scotland or Northern Ireland and would like our help, you can apply at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.